3, and today's theme is classical music. Well, I always try to bring classical music to the ukulele conversation. And I'm really excited because today we have 3 pieces that have been pre-recorded so I could play them here. And we have one live performance by Ali, our very own Ali in California. And they're all classical music pieces. So for the warm-up, what I like to do, and hi Elizabeth, good to have you here, is talk about how you could simplify, right? Because we have 4 strings on the ukulele, but anytime we have major chords, minor chords, augmented, diminished, not diminished 7th, but diminished chords, and suspended chords, 5 different kinds of chords, you only need 3 different notes, all right? 3 different notes to make that chord, which means the 4th string that we use is going to have to double, either double one of the 3 notes or up an octave or lower an octave or something like that. So if you think about it, something like, A minor. Everybody play A minor, 2 0 0. Can you hear which note is doubled? Exactly, the outer 2 strings, right? So it's redundant, so we don't really need to play. We could just skip the G string and just play from the C string. And that is our A minor chord, right? Same thing with the C major chord, our beloved C major chord. There's one note that's doubled, but we don't think it's doubled. Why not? Because it's an octave apart, right? Because it's a, right? It's a C, okay? So if we know this, then when it comes to a difficult chord, like a bar chord, like the B flat major, right? Now, many of you have been playing for a long time, so you know you is 3, 2, 1, 1. You can do that. But this is a difficult chord, especially if you've cut yourself like I did. So which note is doubled, right? Can you remember that? Dum, dum. Can you hear it? It's the outer 2 strings. That's doubled. So what if I relax my hands and just play 3, 2, 1 and not play the A string and just end there? That's good enough, right? And so this is why I say, well, put an X on the A. Don't need to do that. And the same thing with E. The E major chord, we all hate it. We all don't like to play it. Why? Because one version is 4 4 4 7. Now that's a really difficult bar chord. Another one is 2 4 4 4. That's also really hard to play. But what if we just did 4 4 4 and not play the A string? That works. That's an E. Just like we did the D. If you go to the D chord, 2 2 2. You see the outside 2 strings are the same. So we could have played the D chord either like this, or don't play the G string and just go. That's a D major chord, right? So the same principle applies to the E major chord, That's an E already, 4 4 4 X. Now, E minor chord, there are different ways to play the E minor chord. Minor chords, just as we started with the A minor, you only need 3 different notes. So what's E minor chord? If we do the usual E minor, you have a 0 4 3 2, which is a G, an E, a G, and a B. Those are the individual notes. So hear this? These two notes are doubled. Because I'm on a high G ukulele. Of course, if you have a low G ukulele, you could say, but mine sounds much richer, right? Because your G is the low G, so it's an octave apart. So I could play the E minor just by doing and skip the G string. So by the same token, this is also an E minor, which is 0777. Or just, that's an E minor chord on the 7th fret. In this case, these are doubled. The G string, open G string, and the 7th fret of the C string is doubled. All right, of course, it's easier to have to to strum all 4 strings, because then our right hand doesn't have to remember, oh, I better not play that note, right? So that's why, we do this. Okay, so that's just a shortcut, because when we are playing a special piece today, it's probably the most famous anonymous solo guitar piece for guitar players, and something that beginner guitar players love to do, because they get to go da and then come down, and most of it is open strings. For the ukulele, it's like, it starts in E minor, but then it's ABA. So the first section, second section, and the last section repeats as if it's the first section. E minor, then it goes into its parallel major, E major. Like, no, we're not going to play the E major chord. Don't worry, because we can just do that, 4-4-4. And then if you want to play the E minor from a high level, because it's like, you could do on the 7, X777, there. All right, so that's just a short little thing about a piece that's coming up. Always think, basically the takeaway is there are always ways to simplify, particularly if it's a major chord, minor, diminished, augmented, and suspended chord. Yeah, you just need to find the 3 different notes that you really need to play. All right, are we ready for sunglass time for our pose? Oh, good to see Andrea! Andrea's here, our guest from last month, August. Good. And so Andrea, after we finished our session last time, we stayed back and stayed at her place and just went through some more pieces, and then we said, let's record this for today.
I self-view. Okay.
You got it? Okay.
Yes,
And Liana, excellent. All right. And Vicky, good to see you. And Christo, great.
Like your little garden.
And Janice.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
So-
Okay. I'm going to just mute Jeannie here and put our sunglasses on and hold for 3. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we do the wild one. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you. Now you probably don't know this, but I index our song sessions afterwards, and I'm always looking for when I count 1, 2, 3, and that's how I synchronize and make sure I've got the right spot. All right, Diane, are you new? Okay, no. Oh, great. I think long time we haven't seen.
I'm sorry, Ann. I invited her. She's brand new and just came
Oh,
to our
she's-
morning class.
Oh,
Yeah.
brand new. Okay, well, welcome to
Tell her
Three-Chord Thursday.
she has to sign up, I guess, or whatever you do. But hello,
All right.
Diane. I'm glad to see you. I've already on my second. You're my second, and I have 2 more to go.
You're amazing, Sherry. You're just
Thursday's
amazing.
Thursday's the day.
Right?
I played with you during COVID, Anne.
I thought so. Right.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us today. So, right, let's look at the lineup. Where do I have the lineup? Oh, classical music. All right, so here we go. All right, classical music, And is this great? Eve, I don't think Eve is here able to come today. She's so good at this. Really miss her. All right, so what we just went through was this, okay? I cover how A minor, oh, this is another A minor. Look, the C here is doubled with the open C, an octave higher. There's so many different A minors. 5000 is also E minor, A minor, you know? So already you know many more than that. Okay, here's E minor. This is the E minor I talked about. In the E major, this is the easy E major to do. Just skip the A. All right, and I put the videos on the webpage so you could play along and practice if you like to. But previously, we've had 5 sessions on classical music. So again, feel free to click on those. So the lineup, first we're going to start with a 3-chord piece. You could strum along or fingerpick 2. And this is an etude by Czerny for piano. And Andrea has put that in for ukulele duet. And I have her book, so I'm just going to show off a little bit. And then afterwards we'll do guitar. And then Allie's going to do a piece by Chopin. And then I wrote a piece, which I'm going to premiere today. So I'm going to stop share. So this is the book that Andrea wrote. And it's 150 pages. And these are all famous classical pieces for I think mainly for the piano. Is that right or no? Andrea, do you want to unmute yourself? And are they all for piano or not all for piano?
They're not all piano, but many of them are because I was first a piano teacher before I became a ukulele player. So.
Right. Okay. So we finally had the chance to look into it and said, why don't we try the first piece? The first piece is an etude by Czerny, and I discovered it's from those of you that play the piano. It's from Czerny's Practical Method for Beginners of the on the pianoforte, Opus 599, and they're all, really fun pieces, and starting with really easy and then progressing very hard. And it's fantastic because it's like what? The right hand can be one ukulele, the left hand can be the other ukulele, and bingo, you can play pieces by Czerny. So, Andrea, I'm going to steal your idea. I printed this because I thought, if you could write a ukulele duet, why don't I investigate if there's others that I could do? Maybe even, if they're easy enough, you could even play chord melody, right, as an instrumental solo on one ukulele, right? What about the other ideas? How about a low G ukulele and a high G ukulele as a duet? Then you cover more range, or even better, a baritone ukulele and a normal ukulele, right? Or what are the other possibilities? A guitar and a ukulele? There's just so many possibilities. So, Andrea, thank you so much for contributing this book to the repertoire for ukulele, because it's really opened our eyes to the possibilities.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So the first piece we're doing, it's here. So I'm just going to play it, and I label the chords on top because when we were playing it, we realized this is just a 3-chord song. So you can choose whether you want to play low G or high G. Sorry, you can choose whether you want to do ukulele 1 or ukulele 2. But when we played it, we repeated each of the 2 sections, and each time we repeated, we swapped. Like, okay, you start with your ukulele 1, I'm ukulele 2, and on the repeat, it's like, let's swap. So that was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you try it out. All right, so I'm going to play that, and oh, where did I go? I need to share screen first. So if everybody's muted, I'm gonna optimize sound and that was so much fun. Ooh. Okay, let me stop share for 1 second and do it again. Okay, share sound. Okay, stereo. Okay, here we go.
One, two, three, four.
All right. So that was Andrea. Let me just Andrea. I'm just gonna pin you. That's Andrea. Andrea Gaudette, her book. And I'm gonna pin myself so you can see me. That's our duet ad pin. And this is from this book, which is available on Amazon. And then before you wrote this, did you write this first? This was the first one. So there's another Czerny etude in here, is there? This is for solo, right? Okay, great. And this is for duet. All right. Great. I'm going to remove pin. Now, I just want to get a little bit feedback. Raise your hand if you strummed along to that. Okay, great. Raise your hand if you decided to finger pick. Ooh, all right. Raise your hand if you did both. You strummed some finger. Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you decide to do what I tried to do, which was do both ukulele 1 and ukulele 2 together. Did anybody try to do that? Oh, Andrea did it. Yeah, it's totally possible to do it. And remember when you see, oh no, like if you see like you're supposed to do an E and then there's supposed to be a G there, you could say, oh, I can't do both. Yes, you can, right? Yes, you can. You can do the E and the G, the open G, right? Or if you see there's an E and there's an F, you go, oh, I can't do E and F. Yes, you can, because here's an E, right? Right? You could do that. So is it F? Yeah, that's an E. So that's an E. So that you could do the E and the F at the same time, right? So it really helps to see the fretboard and look at all your options and go, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. Anyway. All right, so now the next one we're gonna do is, well, actually, before I go to the next one, any feedback, any thoughts? I mean, raise your hand if you feel like, I want to do more of this, because I could do it. Yes, all right. Okay, great. Vicky and Chriso and Steffi. Anybody else? Right? Allie, yes. Janice, good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks to Andrea for introducing this to us, because now we can see the possibilities, right? All right, our next piece is a guitar solo piece, which we did the warm-up chords to. And I asked my friend Scott Hacker, who lives in Rhode Island, who's been playing guitar by himself. He's in part of the New England Guitar Orchestra that I'm part of. He introduced me to Yogi Berra jokes. So if there's a fork in the road, take it. What time is the 3 o'clock Zoom meeting? Right. And this is in the original key. So if you play guitar, you could play it as it is. And then I know it's been transposed to the key of D minor or A minor for the ukulele. So we could pretend to be guitarists and play it, what sounds good on the ukulele. But I asked him just to play the original version, whatever, just choose a piece. And he chose this piece. So I'm going to share that. And where is it? Okay. Right. There we go. It's also on the web page. So here we go. Yeah. Share this. Okay. All right. So a very good way to do this piece, if you listen to it once on the guitar, you'll notice that it's always da 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 da, like, so that top, the
And we're not hearing your ook.
oh, sorry. Thank you for that. So it's just da 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 da. Those three strings. So if you were to play it to begin with, you could do the X777, 7th fret. You go to kind of emulate it, and the A minor would be. If you have a low G, it sounds even better, because when you do the B7, it'll be da instead of the da da da, So there are many different ways, and that's why I provided all these different kinds of chords for you to try out. How do I imitate the guitar with these chords on the ukulele? So let me see a show of hands. How many of you just strummed to the chords? It was a bit fast, wasn't it? It was really fast. So we could slow it down. How many of you tried to finger pick the melody? Right. And how was that? Was that doable? That was doable, right? And if I were to do it to practice, I would repeat each section, just to have extra practice. All right, good. So we're ready for Allie. Allie, are
Wait,
you
I have
ready?
one thing about that.
Yes.
Or two things. Sorry, but one was that he. There were two things that about listening to it is that he got quiet on some of them, and I couldn't, and I was just babbling away on it and wailing away on it, but I noticed that he used some intonation and some nice sounds. The other thing is something I've wanted to do a long time. I started string bass in 4th grade, and I used tremolo, but I don't tremolo on the uke. And I really need to practice that better. And I noticed he did that as well. That's all.
Well, I'm sure he would appreciate hearing that you noticed that. He took quite a lot of liberties. There were hesitations somewhere, right? So it's not like it's metronomic. You could keep going. And definitely nuances and dynamics. But most importantly, I wonder how many of you noticed, and I'm just going to share the screen, when he got to the second section, just before he returned to the first section, when he went da 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 da, and he didn't actually play the last note. He went immediately back to the first section, which I call section C here, back to the minor. So from minor to major, and I think he did that deliberately so we feel like, whoop, we're coming back in, so there's no, but he did slow down. He just skipped this last note. All right. Great. That was a good observation, Sherry. Thank you. Any other observations before we go to Allie about this piece? I mean, this piece is literally to the guitar like Furley's is to the piano. This is how famous it is, right? Okay. Oh, Donald, go ahead.
I have a question. For the low G, the bottom string is not strummed. So how is it low G?
Oh, what you have in the sheet music is just the melody.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean, if I share this, you would literally have to insert 2 notes after each melody note. So each of these is a triplet. Da 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 da. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
That's all.
the thumb is strumming the open.
Well, sometimes you'll use a low G. Like here, you would use a low G because the low G string, because you would da da da. You see that da da da. Here you could just use these top 3 strings. Da da da. Can you see my arrow pointing? Da
Yeah.
da da. Yeah.
The 7 is on the fret though, right?
7th fret. Yeah, but so if you were to form the 7 7 7, for the E minor. Actually, I don't know what this. Let me take a look here.
So
this is an E. Yeah, so this is an E chord. So this is, you would actually play 7 4 4, 7 4 4, 7 4 4. Does that make sense?
I'm just looking at this. It seems like this is tablature. So I'm looking only the string that has a number on it.
Yeah, because I only show the melody. I didn't show all the notes. Yeah, you're correct. So like here, for this particular one, for both low G and high G, I would just play,
Okay.
or,
Okay.
no, sorry. And then,
Okay.
and here is where the low G makes a difference because you could reach that low G, whereas high G, I can't, it doesn't sound right. Yeah, if you want to do the broken chords, the arpeggios, yeah.
So I'm sorry. So you're actually strumming all from the string that's marked, and then you strumming the other 2 strings.
You finger pick the other strings that I haven't written down. Yeah, if you want to.
It'll be like 0 0.
No, you actually do the chords.
Okay.
Like so the chord for the E chord would be 4 4 4 7. So I go and then the A chord. You know, yeah. It just sounds like a project for me. For me to arrange that, doesn't it? So that ukulele players can play along with guitar. All right. Any other questions about that one? No? All right. Okay, Allie, over to you.
Okay, you say classical to me, of course, I love classical music. And I like popular tunes that come from classical music. To me, one of the most famous is I'm Always Chasing Rainbows, which Harry Carroll and Joseph McCarthy came along and they added a verse and they added lyrics to the whole thing and they claimed it for their own. But in truth, it is Frédéric Chopin's Fantasy Impromptu. And so I just kind of like it. Yes.
So before you begin, now, did you tap this out yourself? Not tap out. Did you write the
No.
song sheet? Okay. They're just a few chords. Like maybe you could review them for us.
Well, there are a few I don't even do. But the A7th, B9th, all I do, and I got this from Dr. Ook. That's where I went because he has all of the chords. But some of these chord progressions were too fast for me, so I skip a few here and there. But I do the A7 flat ninth, and he had it just as 0, 1, 0, 1. So that's the one strange one I do. Then A7th sus. I just do an A7th. Because I don't know where the sus is.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty, so here we go with a little bit of I'm Always Chasing Rainbows. And like I say, there are a few of those chords I don't try to get to because they're a little too much, except for D major 7th, which is 2, 2, 2, 3. And then to get a 6th, you just go 2, 2, 2, 2. And then you just go to the E7th. So that's a progression that I can actually do. And there's an F sharp minor 7th, B5. I just do an F sharp minor. I don't try and do anything fancy on that. It works. So going back up to the top. At the end of the rainbow is happiness, and to find it how often I've tried. But my life is a race, just a wild goose chase, and my dreams have all been denied. Why have I always been a failure? What can the reason be? I wonder if the world's to blame. I wonder if it could be me. I'm always chasing rainbows, watching clouds drifting by. My schemes are just like all my dreams, ending in the sky. Some fellas look and find the sunshine. I always look and find the rain. Some fellas make a winning sometimes. I never even make a gain. Believe me, I'm always chasing rainbows, waiting to find a little bluebird in vain.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Wow.
You know what's really funny is when I was trying to find that verse, because I couldn't find notated music, had to learn it listening. I looked and I looked and I looked, and the one person I found that I really loved their rendition was, of all people, Alice Cooper. And boy, when he goes into I'm All Chasing Rainbows, that's wham, wham, wham. But he does the verse beautifully.
Wow. So I interviewed Dr. Ook. By the way, he lives in Connecticut. He's a retired dermatologist. And about why did he just, I mean, thousands of song sheets and how he does it and why he does it. He's a vocalist. So he just listens to it and he writes down what he hears. So he actually hears all those different chords. And I can never play his because, you know, my voice range, I'm more like an alto. But I suppose, Ali, you didn't have to transpose or anything. You could just.
No, well, I have almost a 3-octave range, so I can go alto to soprano and back and forth. I'm about 2 2/3 octaves.
Wow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to the web page so that because he always does 2 kinds of song sheets.
Yes, he
One
does.
is just the chord names. The other one is the chord names together with the chord diagrams, which seems very cluttered, but it could be really helpful
Very.
if you want to play all those chords. You don't have to, right?
No, I did not.
You don't have to play all those chords. I mean, if he were to do that for all the songs that we normally do, our 3-chord Thursday would be 100-chord
Yes.
Thursday. All right. So the last item on our lineup is actually a premiere of my piece, and I just want to show you 2 weeks ago what happened. Actually, just before 3-chord Thursday last time, Monday the 18th of August, the morning after I arrived in Cape Cod to start my 3-day little holiday, I was stung by a wasp. And of course, now I have to carry an EpiPen. And believe it or not, just a few hours ago, 3 hours ago, I was stung by my second wasp. That's why I'm not in Cape Cod today. It was like I had packed and my mom and I were getting ready to go. And the last thing to do was to close the door. And that's when I felt the wasp right here. It's like, oh no, there goes my last Cape Cod retreat. So here I am. You know, thank goodness for the EpiPen. I think it saved my life. And I didn't want to give up, you know, this whole wasp thing. So Wednesday, the 24th of September, 2025 is World Wasp Day. So I couldn't wait to you know, hear this piece. So I asked Tony Mizen, who unfortunately can't be here today. But he will be watching this. He is famous for writing one of the earliest ukulele fingerpicking books. And I don't know if you've got a copy. Raise your hand if you've got a copy of this. Right, Vicky, yeah. Andrea, yeah. Chriso, this is such a major sort of breakthrough because, you know, early music people will say, oh my gosh, you know, it translates directly to the ukulele. There's so many pieces because the earlier the music is, like the Baroque period or even before Renaissance period, you'll find they have few chords. They have small ranges, you know, and it's like perfect, right? Yeah. And they're really fun to play. I think we did some in class. We did like the bear dance, the first one that he's got. And I did another class, a fingerstyle class, where I asked him to contribute another one of his pieces. So he wrote another book called Onwards and Upwards. These are progressive pieces. And we chose, I think, A Short Walk. Chriso, I can't remember which one it was, but one of these pieces was in the book. And then last year, he came up with another book from the Renaissance area, John Dowland, early music. Yeah, a lot of guitarists love to play his pieces. He's made that available for us ukulele players as well. But I have to say, this does get harder, much harder than lute to uk. But why Tony Mizen? Because when I shouted out to the universe about my new Wasp piece, and one of my fellow composer friends said, "Oh, Tony has written a book of original music," because these are all transcriptions, all arrangements of existing, compositions. He actually wrote his own. It's called Anthropoda. It's all about different insects, okay, for the ukulele. And one of them was Wasp, okay? So now I haven't seen the book and I haven't heard it, but they're available on his website, So I put a link to Tony Mizen's website. But I asked him to take a look at my piece, hoping that he would say, why don't you look at my book? But he's so humble. He didn't think of doing that. Maybe, it would just throw me off completely. So I want to share with you my piece and his performance of it. All right. And he's recorded it. Let me see if I could put my piece next to it so you could play along to it. Oh, shoot. I already started. Okay. Here we go. I'm just going to share screen now. And as long as we're all muted, we'll see this. Okay. I'm going to have to do this. Okay. I think you hear that. Okay.
Sounds like a flight of the bumblebee.
Yes. So the story about that is I had the flight of the bumblebee buzzing in my head like an earworm. I mean, that's the truth. Right after I got stung, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I thought, as usual, to get rid of a piece of music, either I have to record it or I have to write it down. So I decided, let me write down an easy version on the ukulele and then add my own twist to it. That's my way to get rid of it. Right? We're plagued by earworms. Raise your hand if you're also plagued by earworms, something that sticks
Anne,
to
I'm so impressed that you got stung by a wasp. You wrote this piece and you have a colored cover for it already.
Well, I actually did a call for visual, and only one person responded to my call for visual. So I thought, you know what? I can't wait for that person to draw it. So I'm going to go ahead and ask AI to do it. So AI did it, and I had to do several ones. So this is called Waspy Sting. And then I thought maybe I should call it Wasp's Sting, but that's like a tongue twister. How about Nasty Sting? Because it's a wasp, right?
No, it's adorable. I love that.
You like it? Oh, good.
I hate to give AI the credit.
Well, I didn't only do that. And this is something I thought, then the very next morning, I thought, this piece isn't easy to play. I mean, Tony could play it, but it's like, it's full of, first of all, it's chromatic. Yeah, chromatic scale. Secondly, there's lots of left hand. You can't really see his left hand here, but, there's a lot of this hammering on. And at the very end, there's a slide, like, right? Did everybody see that? So let's do it for now. So play the G string, and then, no, play the C string. We're gonna put our index finger on the first fret, and I'm gonna pluck it so it's a C sharp. And after I pluck it, immediately slide it toward the sound hole. All right, so I'm gonna count to 3, and we're gonna use our thumb, right thumb, to pluck it. And as soon as we pluck it, we're gonna slide it here, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, do it again. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's how it ends, right? So these are called left hand techniques. And there's also a bend, like, so a bend is where you move the string towards each other. So here, let's try, I've got a D sharp here. So this is the 3rd fret C string. So use your right thumb to pluck it, but as soon as you pluck it, I want you to move your left hand finger towards each other, like this, okay? So ready, go. Do you hear that? That's called a bend, okay? So a hammer on is if I say the open C string, I pluck it and then I hit it with my left finger, say on the 2nd fret. So let's try that. Open C string, pluck it, and then hit it with your left finger. So I go, do you hear that? That's called a hammer on. And then there's a 4th one, which is called a pull off. And that is if I were to, it's the reverse, the hammer on. I'm using my left finger to pluck. So since my left finger is already on the 2nd fret C string, I'm gonna pluck that, and then I'm gonna use my left with my right hand. I'm gonna pluck it, and then I'm gonna, like that, just go, like that, right? That's called a pull off. So it makes use of all these patterns. And then notice the last section, I have this. So. Tony did it really well. He showed this crescendo dynamic and coming down so soft. This is just an A minor, right? The A it's the same A on a high G ukulele. So let's try that. Let's do really soft and get really loud. And diminuendo, get softer. You see, so there's all these different nuances. So I decided, that's not good enough. I'm going to take each section and make it into an exercise, like Czerny did, right? So here's an exercise, section 1, my chromatic scale studies, that just takes you through the first hard bit. And then the second one will be the second hard bit. And before long, I had 13 little tiny exercises. And each of these exercises, because I use the repeat sign to save space, can be a full-fledged 1-page or 2-page section of a new book, Etudes on Chromatic Scales for High G Ukulele. And, like the easiest one, let's all do this together because I'm so excited about the Wasp sting. I got so inspired. Okay, we'll do the hammer on. Okay, we're going to start with the G, then we'll move to the C string, the E string, and then the A string. But we're going to always hammer with an open pluck like this, like that. But we're going to repeat it so it sounds like this. What am I doing? I'm just taking the G string, and as soon as I pluck it, I'm going to use my left hand index finger to hit it, press it, okay? Now remember when you hit a hammer, what happens? Is the hammer most powerful if it's hitting it slanted or straight up? Straight up, right? So if you want to be loud, do you hit it really close or do you hit it from far? From far, right? So if you want to be loud, you go boom, loud and fast. If you want to be soft, you want to be close, right? So if I want to be loud, I go, right? If I want to be soft, it becomes, have to hit hard enough, otherwise I mute it. Right. So we're going to do 4 of these on the G string, then we're going to move to the C string, then the E string, and then the A string, okay? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ready to change. C, E string, and the last one is to do them all in succession. Ready? Right? So you could do it fast. So that's just the hammer-on technique. And then, yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in here. All right.
You have definitely made the best of getting a wasp sting and risking your life for this wasp.
Well, thank you, Steffi. You won't believe it, but when I was composing all those harmonized C major scale studies and other things, I thought I really should, I did the pentatonic scale, all the Chinese zodiac signs, pentatonic pieces. And I thought I should really do something with the chromatic scale. But no matter how hard I tried, I did the chromatic crawl, it just wasn't right. And I thought, you know what? I'm not ready for it yet. So I put it away and forgot about it. Of course, when the wasp stung, it's like, whoa, I still have this to-do list, my bucket list, my chromatic scale pieces. Oh boy. Oh, I'm now seeing all the, okay, Sherry, yes.
Yesterday I looked at that we were going to do classical today, and the first thing that came into my head, this is an entirely different subject, sorry, not exactly, was Love Me Tender. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. That it was from an old song, and I thought maybe it was from a classical song. It's from a song called Lee, which is Civil War. They wrote in the Civil War, but I swear there is a classical. I bet you that's straight from some classical. And so I looked it up, but I couldn't. They said they wrote it during the war, but that was sort of the idea. I was thinking, oh, that's a classical, song.
Well, Sherry, we know that those composers all had classical educations that they're applying. And there are so many songs like that where you hear a little something in the middle. It's like, oh, I've heard that before.
And then there, of course, are the ones like Alan Sherman that take the whole thing and turn it into a real fun one. Hello, Mara, hello, Fada, dance of the hours.
Right.
Well, actually,
when I first learned classical guitar, Orally was one of the songs I learned.
yes. So Sherry, you're not far off because there's another piece. I think Elvis also did it, and it's based on Plaisir d'amour. So I can't remember what it is now. And then Rachmaninoff's second piano concerto, the second movement, a straight rip off of that is All by Myself. All by myself, I want to be all by. He just took Rachmaninoff's melody and just went with it, I just want to, we have 6 minutes left, so I want to talk about our next 2 sessions. The next session is Halloween. It's Thursday, the 30th of October, and I'm trying to navigate to be at a secure location somewhere in the Netherlands to host it. Because the following week, we're going to be at Henry's place. So Adrian and I are going to Venice, and then Alessandria, Milan, and then, Germany, Black Forest somewhere, Holland,
Meet up with Bruce in Venice.
Yes, Bruce is going to the conference too. And Debbie, you're going to the conference too, right?
No, not me.
I
Oh, you are?
haven't gotten I might. I'm trying to work on it.
Okay. Yeah, those of you that are interested, it's a 2-day conference in the ancient city of Alessandria, which is sort of middle, halfway between three cities, Milan, Turin, and the Mediterranean coastal city of Genoa. All right. And
Genoa,
Genoa, it's totally walkable. Genoa.
the land where pesto comes from.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. And the third day, so Friday, Saturday, and then the third day, Sunday, there's going to be an all-day ukulele sort of festival, kind of, workshops and fun stuff, just outside of Milan. And they asked me if I wanted to teach or something or perform, so I gave I gave some options. And the whole thing is just 40 euros, which is less than $50, because it's academic, right? So if you want to fly to Milan, it's just a short
Which is
train
a
ride
little
away.
bit more than $40, I am guessing.
Right. But I think prices in Italy, it's not high. It's much cheaper than here in Boston. I know I could eat a grand old meal. I mean, Steffi, you were there recently, right? And including wine for $25 or something.
Oh, Venice is just such a magical city. And where Bruce lives, he lives on the island of Giudecca. The island of Giudecca is where the Jews had been banished to until the Italians during the Renaissance years discovered, hey, they've got a great view. We're going to take this. And so the word ghetto comes from the area that they enclosed the Jews in. That was on the mainland, just off of San Marco, because we were kicked off of Giudecca and put into the original ghetto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's another sad story in Jewish history.
So there are many, anyway, so I can't remember why I mentioned that.
Bruce is such a fantastic tour guide of that area. That's really great. And you should take pictures for me, because I didn't have my camera on me. Take pictures from his roof deck.
Oh.
Because the views are amazing, and you can see both the Alps to that side and then another mountain range. And it's just a very special part of the world.
Yes, we're looking forward to that, it's going to be fun. So that's Halloween theme, okay? So that is on the 30th of, here we go. Let me just
October?
share. Yeah, 30th of October. Do I have the correct share? Is this the correct one? Yeah, here we go. So Halloween, 30th of October. And then so that's the 5th Thursday, I believe, in October. And then the following week is the first Thursday. And there's no theme. So you could choose whatever you want. So we're going to be in Ipswich, where Henry lives. And we're going to be, doing that. And then the one after that is the festive full moon, the 4th of December. It's actually a full moon. There's a full moon this Saturday night, by the way. All right, so
you're just doing this once a month this year?
yeah, it's only once a month. And speaking of next year, I'm going to start a new form for everybody to contribute ideas and suggestions for themes. We always do the ukulele day. We always do this. There's almost no time for any extra themes, But maybe it's possible to combine themes. And I certainly, in May, it's World Bee Day, BEE. Another chance to play my piece, right? Maybe by then all of you would be able to play my Wasp Sting piece. All right. Before I forget, next weekend is the Nutmeg Festival, and I want to just share that I was there last year and was loads of fun. This is an in-person one. And they're offering a special deal, which is bring 3 people who register, and then you get to go in for free. All right. So if you've already registered, invite some others, and maybe you could, negotiate with them. This is just a new thing that they decided.
I
So
will say I went last year also, and it was a lot of fun. And it was just a really pleasant, not crowded day. I don't think there were 100 people there, but it was
right.
so amazing. So is this a 108.55? I take it as their ticket cost, including a ticket fee? That's
I
an
think
odd
so.
fee. An
Yeah.
odd fee.
Yeah. Last year it was $100. So I
Uh-huh.
don't know how they did that. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be what the credit card company charges them. But I didn't. Okay, we can just buy a ticket that day, right? I haven't seen anything because I should be on their list, and I haven't seen a thing from them. And you're now
Okay,
silent.
I'm going to communicate to them because I know they had a change of person who's organizing it. The previous one was, very communicative. I got lots and lots of information, but everybody's different styles. So I'll do that. And then does everybody know about the free inaugural Ukulele Festival in Cohasset, Massachusetts? That's on the first Sunday in October.
Okay,
It's
and
only in the afternoon. Yeah.
before you jump to that,
hmm
the Southern New Hampshire Ukulele Group, SNUG, is having a free festival. They've already raised tens of $1,000s for their Tzedakah, their charity, which is the UKC, the Ukulele Kids Club. And the Ukulele Kids Club is such an amazing group because they provide a free ukulele plus lessons for children. Thank you, Bonnie Esther, for putting this down. They provide a free ukulele and free lessons on Zoom for children in long-term hospitalizations who are often immunocompromised. So that's going to be in, I think, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, not too far from Boston.
Oh, okay.
And
you
that
said
festival is free.
and that's the weekend after, is it?
That's the weekend after Nutmeg, so that's the 20th. Bonnie Esther says it was great till she sat on something. Oh no!
No.
You didn't. Ouch!
Oh, and then well, talking about
New Hampshire.
freebies. Sorry for those that are not nearby, can't come to this. Next week, Thursday, is our annual outdoor jam at Harvard Square. Yeah, Cambridge Adult Ed, 5:30. They provide all the songbooks, which is compilation, and all the music stands. So just show up with your ukulele and their
what
chairs
date
all
is
set up.
that?
It's next Thursday, the 11th of September. I'll send an email to my ukulele mailing list. My ukulele enthusiast mailing list. So that's next Thursday. So then we have next Saturday in Connecticut, the weekend after in New Hampshire, and the first Sunday afternoon, the 5th of October, it's going to be in Cohasset. That's a free festival from I think 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock or something like that. And what's special about that one is I'm going to be premiering a new piece that I wrote for 2, 3, or more ukulele players. It's not been performed yet, so I'm going to have a workshop for us to prepare that piece. It's called Mango Tango Ostinato. So it's a tango, and ostinato means it's repetitive. Da 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 da. Okay, so one ukulele player just plays 2 different things. The other one plays more interesting things, but then you could also strum to it. So that'll be fun. And then that's going to be in Cohasset, the Coastal Ook Fest. And then in Connecticut.
And do you know the hours of that one?
Yeah, that's like around 1 o'clock to 5:30. Yeah. 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 And then the one in where is it? That's for all levels, including kids, kids all the way to adults, families, you name it. It's all free. And in Simsbury, last year, I introduced Ode to Joy for different players to play together. So Steffi, you were part of that. We rotated the parts. And then I had the baritone ukulele players say, can you give a part for us so we could make, show off our baritones? So I thought, good point. But this year, I'm not going to do Ode to Joy. I'm going to do Pachelbel's Canon.
Ooh.
Yeah. And what's fun about Pachelbel's Canon is I've sectionalized it so that you could choose different bits, that you want to do. So if you want to stick to the easy bits, you could do that. But if you want to do the more hard bits, you could do the more hard bits. So Andrea and I tried that a month ago. Is Andrea still here? Has she left? No. And it worked. We could do it. So we're going to test drive that in Connecticut, right? And that's all I have. Anybody have anything else they want to say? Sherry?
We're over here on the West Coast. A lot of big things are happening. Los Angeles is in a couple of weeks, and it's in Torrance, LA, and it's like one of the premier. And then I am going in 3 weeks off to Langley, British Columbia, which is having the famous. Oh, now I'm going to forget his name. It's going to have all kinds of Hawaiians. We have a fascinating industry. We really believe that early on the Hawaiians came to Oregon and Washington, and you can hear words in their language. You can hear Hawaiian words in their language. It's fascinating. But anyway, we're going to they have a big hula troupe. It's going to be a lot of. I was surprised that Debbie might be coming. I was hoping. It's at the fort, Fort Langley. It's an 1800 fort, one of the early fur trading forts. And it's going to be huge, and that's where James Hill is from, and I've been up there several different workshops. It's a famous. It really is. Langley, BC is like they teach ukulele in Canada through the James Hill method with Chalmers Doan, and so all of the famous Hawaiians are going to be there. There's going to be all kinds of workshops and open mics, and it's a 3-day event. And look up Langley, BC Ukulele Festival. Looking forward to it.
That's great. So you're going to all of these?
That's just Langley. Oh no, I'm not going to Las Vegas. Oh, Los Angeles is so difficult to get around. I mean, it's down because we don't want to get a car and drive around trying to find the ukulele workshops. No, I'm sorry.
Los Angeles is just a difficult city.
It is.
Our
And
son just moved back to Massachusetts from Los Angeles.
And also, Sarah and Craig are going to be at Langley. Sarah Mizen and Craig Chi. But they are also putting on several Hawaiian big wig things are going on in Hawaii as well.
Wow, that's a lot.
Sherry, you go to a lot of these festivals, and Ann, you too. Has anyone ever met Brett McQueen, who was the first person I ever took any lessons with? I mean, not personally, but on Zoom.
From where?
No, I haven't. He's one of the early
Ukuleletricks.com, and he has a lot of free material plus paid material. And then he's the author, or one of the authors, of Ukulele for Dummies, or Ukulele Exercises for Dummies.
Yes, I have that.
So I'm wondering if he ever makes an appearance at any of these. And by the way, Jake Shimabukuro was in the Berkshires, or just near Simsbury, Connecticut, actually, last week. But it was just, I learned about it way too late to fit it in.
Well, I am deep into Hawaiian music. I sing and play Hawaiian. I mean, not the hapa stuff, just the real stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, Peter Luongo. That's the name I'm trying to think of.
Oh, he made an appearance. He was in the Newton in Waltham a couple of years ago,
Well,
and A&W had brought him in.
his group group is huge, and oh my gosh, they have to work so hard. But anyway,
I'm gonna stop recording. Just
okay.
stop recording, and everybody's feel free to hang on and chat.
Ian, I just have a quick